Gypsy Rose Lee and her 12-year-old son, Erik, live in this large house on the fashionable east side of New York. Erik, tell me, what is your favorite subject at school?
Geography.
Geography.
Yes, I think the reason is because I've traveled so much, it just sort of comes natural to me.
She put you to work at a really early age. When did you really start helping her and not just being the baby on the trip?
Well, my first job was when we were in England, and she used straight pins in her act, the kind that have the little black knobs on the top. And she stripped by taking them out and throwing them in the orchestra pit. But we couldn't get those in England in 1951. So my first job was to go out into the orchestra pit after every performance and collect the pins.
So that was early on. Well, over the years, what were some of the other jobs that you did?
Well, I was her dresser.
Her dresser?
I was her dresser most of the time.
Meaning when she changed clothes, you actually helped her?
I absolutely. She would do 2 acts. One act involved 4 girls that she would dress, a reverse strip, and one was her strip when she undressed. And in between, she had to do a costume change. And she did it in a shadow box.
Which is what?
A shadow box is it was a square aluminum frame, and it had a white but translucent curtain in the front, actually, that had a little painting of curtains around the side and satin drapes along the side, and a light.
Did you do that on stage or
yes,
on
stage?
She did it on stage.
And there was a light behind it, and she would, after she finished her act, get into the shadow box, the curtain would raise, and the light would go on. And she would then finish taking off her clothes and get dressed, and the audience could see the shadow of this.
I see.
But it was a very small box, and she didn't want a maid because a maid would have been too big, but at 8 years old, I was the perfect size to be in the back and to fasten her corset and zipper, and that was my job for most of my childhood.
So you were her dresser. It also seems like you were her chief photographer as well.
Well, she had a great sense of her role and the interest that she would have. So we never went anywhere without at least one movie camera. One trip we went with 2 movie cameras, one in black and white and one in color, and I had to carry them both.
So you were dresser, photographer, you would be the guy who would make her a cup of tea if she wanted one.
I always handed out the music to the band, made sure I powdered the backs of the girls in the act. They paid me extra. I got a quarter from each of the girls for powdering her back. Looking back on it, I wish I could have enjoyed it more, but then it was just a job. So it didn't seem at all fun.